William Regal. Yes, William Regal. That was part of AEW is now probably rumored that he's going to come back to WWE after the stunt that he pulled at AEW on Jon Moxley for him losing the title. So, there's a lot of stuff going around with William Regal saying that he's officially heading back to WWE. And honestly, he has never left WWE. I mean, I know everything with AEW probably looked promising, and you thought you were going to get more money, and, people's going to like you more. I mean, yeah, people's going to like you more, but the storyline and everything and how AEW is right now is terrible. How Tony Khan is running AEW is terrible. I'm letting you know right now. Not even the ex-WWE stars that was once on, that is on there, now they hate it. They hate it. I'm letting you know they hate it. Andrade, he's like was supposed to get a push of a lifetime in WWE, and now he was supposed to get a push of a lifetime in AEW. Look where he at now. I have not seen Andrade. I haven't. I'm sorry. There's so much ex-WWE star that's on there that's so unhappy that I haven't seen. There's probably only a couple of them that's probably happy about what they're doing in there, like Jon Moxley and everything like that. And you see Chris Jericho on AEW from time to time, and you see Samoa Joe on AEW from time to time, and all that type of stuff, because they're both in the Ring of Honor. But I'm letting you know right now, man, like all this stuff with AEW and Tony Khan, bruh, I would never stay there. Oh God. I mean, someone like Jon Moxley, I understand, because what he been through with WWE, like I understand that, but everybody else, they look unhappy as hell, especially William Regal, bruh. I'm like literally, it says that according to multiple news outlets, William Regal is done with AEW and will be heading back to WWE. Reports are that he will start after the new year and will be used mainly in the backstage role for the company. Rumors were everywhere that Regal might be leaving AEW after he was seemingly written off of the television when MJF attacked him from behind. In a segment on last Wednesday's Dynamite, MJF crossed Regal after the legendary icon turned his back on his Blackpool Combat Club faction and helped MJF secure the AEW World Championship. Taking his story with Regal full circle, MJF spoke back the words of an email he said Regal wrote him when he was trying to break into the wrestling business, and said, "Well, the game has changed. MJF exclusively hires top talent or top world-class athletes. When you're one of them, send me your stuff." The reason outlets were unable to confirm that the rumors of Regal's departure was that it was uncertain if he had an out clause in his 3-year AEW contract. Initially, it was reported he signed a short-term deal. It was then that there might be a clause that would allow him to leave, and rumors started to swirl that the storyline with MJF and was his AEW creative team writing him off the show and out of the company. Many believed Regal would go back to WWE if he had the opportunity. He has ties to Triple H and a huge amount of respect for Vince McMahon. Former WWE talents like EC3 actually told Sportscita Wrestling that Regal had regretted signing with AEW the minute he did so because he felt like there was a real maturity issue backstage within the management of the company. So he basically, in words to sum that up, he basically thought that AEW would be a better route for him because of what WWE's doing, because of what Vince McMahon was doing. He said, I'm kind of done with it now. I want to move to bigger, better stuff. Which I understand that everybody feels like that. They feel like if they're not part of this company anymore, or they just don't feel like they're right fit for the company anymore, they want out. And then that's what William Regal thought. He thought, this WWE wasn't it for me no more. I feel like I need to venture out and be, and be better on another company. And that's what he did. And then you realize, AEW is trash, and this is not for me. And now he's going back to WWE where he belongs. Which I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say when he was on, the black and gold brand before it turned into, NXT 2.0. The black and gold brand was fire. And everybody will agree with me. The black and gold brand of NXT was fire. So much potential, so much storyline. Everything was good and well on NXT. You had basically not that much, I wouldn't say not that much hatred for NXT, the black and gold NXT, because of how good and how raw their storylines were and how, how everything made sense until NXT 2.0 showed up, and then everything went downhill because of Vince McMahon. And obviously, you already know the story. Regal, Shawn Michaels and Triple H had no saying for 2.0, and then, drive NXT downhill till Vince McMahon left, and you see how NXT is now doing better than they did when NXT 2.0 took its place. So, yeah, that happened. And now I realize, I don't belong here in AEW. I really don't. And plus he signed a short-term deal because he wanted to try out AEW first and see how it was. And then he realized, it's not the same. It's not the same love like I did when I was at WWE. Which honestly, I feel like that, bro. You never really had the same love when you're on AEW versus WWE. Because WWE, people loved you, bro. Especially people be like, we're gonna go to War Games! I love that raw emphasis from William Regal when he, says stuff like that. And then she starts challenges and everything. I love, the raw power that he has when he's on NXT. And then when he's on AEW, it's not really the same, man. It's not really the same at all. They also said on here, with reports that he will work in the backstage role, it would be shocking if he wasn't brought in to also play an on-camera role, particularly in NXT. He was known as the GM of that brand. He was released by WWE, and Triple H would assured love him back and tied to that promotion. Bringing him on screen on Raw or SmackDown would also be a huge get for WWE, because the fans would have loved and respect for the man, and he will be seen as a big name defecting from AEW. So basically, they're trying to say that honestly, he's better off to be on WWE than AEW, man. He's known by everybody. Obviously, the NXT brand loves William Regal. They love him. Why would you want to cut him, man? It don't make sense. Honestly, if you said, bruh, you want him still on WWE, but, not on NXT, you could just brought him up to the main roster. People already know and love you on NXT. Your fan base would have just got bigger on the main roster with either Raw or SmackDown. That's it. You would be managing so much people. It's not even funny. I can see William Regal, literally just managing a lot of people. That goes for tag team, cruiserweights, heavyweights, anybody, man. Honestly, who knows? You see maybe William Regal be the management for the Judgment Day. Who knows? Or the management for one of the tag team former tag team champions. Who you don't really know. Regal has there's so much that he brings to the table and makes the show better, in my opinion. Regal is that special specimen of a person that's you see him and it's you already know this show is gonna be good if he's on there, and it does. NXT, when he was on NXT, NXT had little to no mistake, man. Little to no mistake, because you had Regal, you had Michaels, and you had Triple H running the show. Now imagine you have Triple H obviously managing the main roster, obviously going back and forth between NXT, but mostly managing the main roster, and then just have Regal with Michaels. Bruh. Regal, Michaels, Triple H, all running WWE. What better? How better can that be, bro? It's already great. That's a great idea. Regal, Michaels on NXT, managing and running NXT, and then you have Triple H managing, the main roster, Raw and SmackDown. Bruh, that's the best it can be, if not better. I'm telling you right now. I love Regal. I do love him. But he belongs back in WWE. He does. AEW, I don't know what the problem is with y'all. I'm glad that you have MJF as, the world champion now for AEW. I'm happy about that. But, bro, overall, Tony Khan and the AEW roster need some help, both for the men's side, the women's side, the tag team division, and the women's tag team division. You feel me? I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's wrong with AEW. I really don't, but they need all the help they can get because this ain't right. This ain't it at all for AEW.